15 kicks in.
Because he's not here and can't confirm himself like I wanted him to, he did give the airship to Tigrick.
You know, it's funny. First thing Grumpy came in to tell me was exactly that. Yeah.
Fair.
He was like, yeah, by the way.
Forgot to remove it from his sheet. He still has it.
Yeah, here. I will fix his character sheet currently.
Oh, I broke the news, by the way, DM.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I do a lot throughout the week.
Lucius's news.
Huh? Oh.
Lucius's news.
What is
he
that
sent
news,
us. He
Robert?
sent us
I
a
don't.
thing of the book in the planning server.
Oh, in the
What
planning
happened?
server. Okay.
Yeah.
The Grand Cleric spellbook is gone, so it's out there somewhere.
Don't worry,
worrying.
Daka will find it. He will collect all of the Lord's items.
Alright, I have removed it from Guji's character sheet, so we should be good. Oh, man. Alright, welcome. If I sound more exhausted than usual, well, it's been a long work day of contract modifications. And if that didn't bore you just by the sound of that term, something's wrong with you. But beyond my suffering of staring at Excel sheets for an entire day, we return to the Monster Monday, also known as the Light, episode 33. I can't believe we are only 33 episodes into the series for how long it's been going. Honestly, that still shocks me.
How long has it been?
You know, I would have to look back because I've re-uploaded the videos, so I don't think I have the original. I
think I joined in like the 4th or 5th.
I mean,
somewhere
you could just
around
go
there.
back.
Absolutely not.
You should
No?
just go to the top of the thing. Yeah, the top of
Well,
the...
I guess. Well, to be fair, I think it's been.
I
there
joined when
was
we
a
were, like,
time
level
where
3
there
or
was
I
four.
was
like,
still in the old
number
house
two.
when we started this.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's been over a
been
year.
at least June.
Yeah, well, yeah, because this is we didn't have Light when I first moved out to Seattle. I don't think, did we?
No, because I remember starting.
Yeah.
I was part of Monsters Monday getting started.
I mean, going all the way back to the oldest thing in the history. Who was looking up Geo in the history? Someone recently has been looking up. So I can look. So this D&D campaign started officially May 9th, 2022. So we are we're coming up on a year in 3 months. As a heads up.
Nice.
Yep. Had to go all the way.
Bring
to
back
the
a
bottom.
Duramar.
No.
I'll kill him again. Bring him here. I'll kill him again. I want more XP.
You killed him
You
first
kill
time?
him
What?
again.
But lots of breaks and weeks off. Very true. We return to session. I wasn't trying to pad out a little bit of the intro to give Caleb a last second to show up. But as he has very much just not arrived, this is going to be an interesting discussion for what's going to happen to Goji. We're going to have a fun time with the new table I found.
What?
The table. Oh no.
New random table I have found.
Oh, yes.
So, last time we left off, the party managed to, well, pretty much piss off a silver adult dragon and corner in its lair by accident on a rescue mission. I'm getting to that part. On a rescue mission to save George, the party would inevitably decide to throw Daka as a group decision.
It was not a group
I have
decision.
been told to tell you told to tell the tale of a fully
It was not a group decision.
It was a group decision.
It was a separate
Absolutely
decision.
was not. And that's why I did in the way that I did.
to throw Daka into death all the way to the bottom of the lair to be surrounded and beaten slowly one by one.
Daka
to near
volunteered and no one told me no. It was a
death.
group
I don't
decision.
think he volunteered. I think you just
I couldn't
grabbed
even
him and
see.
chucked him.
I was the only one without true sight. I didn't even know what was going on.
I heard I want to fight something, and I said okay.
Yeah, in all fairness, I don't think Daka had dark vision, so I realized this after session. He should have been
I do have dark vision.
Oh, you do? Okay. Because otherwise you should have been at disadvantage most of that fight, as I thought
He didn't
about.
He didn't have true sight, so he couldn't see the real place.
Yeah,
it's
I
off.
didn't have true
That's fair.
sight. Everyone else could see the
Oh.
illusions and stuff like that. I could not. I went through walls apparently.
But yeah, so after fighting their way through, mostly Daka getting the shit kicked out of him by everything.
I didn't actually take. I mean, I did take damage, but you know,
You
with
almost
all
died at the end.
community-
You did
I
almost
did
die at the
almost
very
die.
end.
I mean, yeah,
You were at like
but-
10 HP.
Although
You went below 10 health.
most of that damage was from the dragon, in all fairness.
Yes.
Not
What was the ice breath, right?
monsters. Yeah,
That, like,
the ice
fucking
breath hit
railed
him
you?
hard.
Yeah, the dragon really did
And then
damage.
some of the backstabbing from that one.
Oh yes, it hugged me. It did so much psychic damage.
The
Oh,
one that
that
you got
hurt.
romantic with?
But yes. So after the party fended off the Silver Drake, it would make a run for it as it realized it was cornered and could not win, and decide to, survive instead of die with a pointless excursion, as it was becoming outnumbered and outgunned. As the party was not dying fast enough for its liking. So it turned itself into a mole, dug its way into the ground, and through one of its bag of holdings, dropped off a bunch of basically magically enchanted trap stones that poor Tick-Trick almost had the pleasantry of going face to face with.
Yeah.
Upon finishing off and gaining the last of the few monsters that would join the party and letting the others run, the party would return to go and save George Bush, and only to find that he had been kidnapped once more. Not being there, but only a hole with more of these trap stones being left behind.
It's like, I'm sorry, your princess is in another castle.
Basically, the party
Well, the princess
decided
was in this castle.
that they wanted to keep the Mithril mine for themselves, and started renovating and working on it. Amongst the party, with Tick-Trick going and working on his own setup, his own room, if you will. The rest of the party kind of spending some time focusing on either gaining their own stats, or in the case of Bastion, who found a random level 3 adventurer and offered him a deal to serve him, bringing him back to the Mithril mine. We come back to the party having spent 4 days inside the mine working on it, left and right. Each of them having had a chance to do a couple things that they wanted to, having heard the results, such as Daka's reading and finally managing to get a good understanding of the difference between iron and brass. Other party members who don't want their events talked about also had certain things going off at that time. But we come back to 4 days later, mid-morning, as you lot kind of awaken from a nice long rest. The mine having grown to be more elegantly carved out, creating rooms and then longer mine chains that would go further in, as doors are starting to be framed and kind of figured out directions for. Yeah, unfortunately, Bastion did get more AC after doing a small trade of for some mithril ore, just what you needed.
I wonder how many of you ate the ice flex.
I can test it.
But yeah,
No, not you, but
so
Bastion.
we come back to the morning, party having kind of set up their own little areas where they rest, relax, and enjoy themselves. What would you all like to do?
Is Rylos back yet?
He has not returned.
Hmm.
So I guess we're still waiting for Rylos.
True. I mean, I would do a quick check around the mine to see if there's anything sort of enemies that might be trying to sneak around. Try and
Daka and
scout out
Tick-Trick
of
on
this.
patrol.
Tick-Trick on the patrol.
All right, as Daka and Tick-Trick start patrolling through the mines, or through the little stronghold.
Oh, first, before
Yes.
I do that, I ask Bastion for that true seeing shit.
I'll do that.
True seeing shit? What?
Yeah,
True
true
Seeing. I'll
seeing.
cast True Seeing on him.
True sight.
Oh, casting true sight. Okay.
Yep.
I was like, wait, hold up. You don't have an item that gives you true sight. I know that.
Yeah, it's Bastion.
No,
Bastion.
Bastion is the item.
the ultimate hunting creature, yes. All right, yeah. So as Bastion begins to cast, your vision reopens up fully, giving you different sights, allowing you to once again see through the illusion that is still up for the most part. As the runes
Interesting.
still are carved in the walls. They don't need a power source of any sort. They just continuously run as they are. At least from what you can tell. But as you and Daka start patrolling through Tickdrick, both of you give me perception checks.
All right. Yeah. It's a dirty 20.
Aka rolled a 1 for a 5.
Ouch, Daka. Ouch.
What kind of music's playing?
You know, it's just one of those days. It's just a Daka moment. Don't worry
It's a
about
Daka
it. It
moment.
always happens.
You just hear very calming, relaxing classical music going on in the background.
It's back!
As it continues on. But yeah, so as you two begin walking through Daka, you don't really see much. Given your eyes are still not really accustomed to dealing with illusions, and the illusions are still very new to you, you kind of hold on to Tickdrick for the most part and try and stick close to him, following it along with him as you go about your patrol. Tickdrick, as you do look about, let me check something. Whew. Apologies. Oh, there we go. Okay. As you continue looking about roughly an hour goes by as you're kind of walking through the mini hall or the mini corridors, and you come across one of the back rooms that has been set aside as a bedroom closer to the surface, off to the right of the waterfall. As you're kind of looking through, scouting for enemies, you do notice for a moment in the room that the wall has a bunch of strange arcane runes that look similar to the illusion spell. However, as you and Daka walk in, Daka doesn't seem to note any illusion and just sees the room itself. No runes, of course, but just the room itself as is.
Have we seen these any runes like this before on any sort of previous spell scroll or the coconuts, perhaps?
Give me a history check.
History.
The caffeine crash.
18.
18, Jesus. As you're thinking back on it, these runes are similar in design to the ones on the coconuts. However, it looks like they are shakier and made by a broader surface of sorts. So either a larger brush or whatever they use to paint or to be the median for the paint was larger than the ones you've seen on the coconuts and a lot more shaky.
And like these runes are just like around the whole room or like a certain wall?
No, not anything. As far as you look around, they are on all the walls, completely sporadic. Not really as you look at them casting any sort of enchant, nor do you feel any magic coming off of them. But as I mentioned, Daka sees just the normal walls, sees nothing there. And I will mention, these aren't carved. These are like a
painted,
sort of
like
paint.
you said.
Yeah.
Has anyone slept in this room before as we've been here?
Nope.
I like paint.
Yeah, there's painted runes on the walls. Do you see them, Doctor?
No.
No? Doc, I wonder, can you go up and touch this point of the wall and I'll point at where one of the runes are?
It does.
Well, your cloak eats magic, so I want to see what would happen.
Well, the wall ain't magical. There's nothing there.
Well, you can't
Why don't
see
you
it, but
touch
it's
the
there.
wall?
Well, I don't have your magic eating item, Daka. I can't eat magic like you can.
Well, even if it eats magic, I don't know what magic tastes like.
Your cloak does, though.
Huh?
Your cloak knows how to eat magic.
It does?
Yeah. Right there on the wall. It could probably eat that rune there.
It doesn't
It's an
have
invisible
mouth.
rune. It's purple.
Okay, but if I get hurt, I'm hurting you. Fair?
How bad?
Depends how hurt I get.
This is a fair deal.
You're gonna
Oh, boy.
wish you didn't make that deal in a minute.
Yeah.
All right,
Chaos.
Dogga.
All right.
You gonna walk up and touch the wall?
I don't want to, but I guess I will.
All right, give me two
I-
D100 rolls real quick.
Yep.
Is it possible I could
Grumpy,
step away?
I
Like, what-
swear to God, you could have just
Yeah.
thrown a
As
rock
you
at
go
it.
as you go to the door, you notice the door shuts as soon as Taka makes contact with the rune and locks.
So the first one is a 100. The second one's a 22.
You fucked up even worse. So for the wild magic effect, I get to choose the effect.
Oh, goody!
You know, I haven't seen their special table yet. Let's see what they got.
Not the new table.
Oh, Grumpy, what have you done?
No,
to
no,
me?
this isn't the new table. This is just the wild magic table. We're gonna get to
Yeah.
what actually the rune does here in a second.
No, Grumpy, if you had just asked, I would have touched it.
You
like-
all just suddenly hear as Goji starts screaming as he comes running out of one of the tunnels.
Can I go check?
I will mention, Siako, given your tremor sense, you immediately feel something extremely heavy, larger than the fucking, or the silver dragon from last time. Just suddenly appeared in one of the tunnels and, and
fuck.
it's moving fast.
Enemy, I'm in. Charge.
Now, before that, for the effect of the random thing, so give me a minute to find my list. From the what we call the Great Wild Surge Table, or as it's known in its book, the Great Wild Surge Table, which I'm not joking. That's actually what it's called.
It's made by Daka's people.
Exactly.
If Tick Trick asks me to touch something again, I won't do it.
You know, that's pretty fair.
That's gonna go straight in the fucking book.
You all, as you're kind of looking about, Ticktrick and Sieko, you immediately notice this given your blind sight and tremor sense. The entirety of the stronghold seems to have suddenly changed. You're not sure why, as neither of you can tell, because neither of you have a high enough passive perception, which you can roll perception to see what it
Is
was.
true sight?
True sight, it does not apply.
Is this similar to like the mimic cave that we were in?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll roll perception.
15. Yeah,
14.
no. Neither of you
roll.
can tell, but you both can feel that the entirety of this, like all the walls around you, have changed somehow. Daka, for a moment, you suddenly get flashed into a vision. Where you see 3 kobolds in a trench coat holding off a massive ancient dragon in single combat as you see 3 hands continuously popping out and stabbing it as they dodge nimbly as a single unit. And you note for a second, you feel this has happened or is going to happen as you're not quite sure. And then it seems to flash back to suddenly seeing your father just standing in the middle of a field, alone, with nothing around him. And then you come back to the center room, back to the room you were in, as you watch, or as you feel something surge from your hands, and Tick-Trick, you see as all the runes just disappear.
Hey, I told you.
Daka, you take 25 psychic damage.
Well, you know,
That was not a reference to anything or for any other characters. It was specific, by the way.
Tick Trick.
what? The runes are gone. See, I told you. All the things
Walking
are
up from
runes decapitated.
smacking.
You know, I think
Huh?
Tick Trick would be a little more worried when we feel a giant.
Just
Oh, yeah, I'm
springing
worried.
up.
Wait, did you
I
get hurt?
got hurt, Tick Trick.
I didn't see you get
You
hurt.
made a deal.
But no, I didn't see you get hurt though.
As he turns and starts walking
it-
towards you.
It hurt my brain, Tick Trick.
You know, can I incite that first?
You
Uh,
Wait,
yeah,
did.
yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
know. I
ahead
didn't
and-
see anything happen to
Give me an
you.
insight check.
Level 3.
Three.
You can't tell 100%, but you get a weird sense your head's about to really hurt.
Well, you said
Really?
equal. He's still alive.
He's also a barbarian. You're a rogue.
I won't rage. I'll be kind.
You know, Daco, a deal's a deal. I guess it hurt you. You all right? Go ahead.
I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Okay. For non-lethal damage, I assume.
Yes, of course.
I want to.
Oh, well. I mean, will he accept it?
I'll accept it.
Alright, so.
Roll your fisting damage.
No,
Alright, well
don't-
it's just an automatic 7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, you suddenly, as you get socked right into the face, Tickdrick, you got a nice bruise on your outer shell. And as you're kind of looking back over into Daka now, you also notice that above you can feel the giant stone roof is about to cave in on you.
Daca, run. I'm gonna turn it incorporeal just in case.
Okay, as you do, Daka, do you just run through him?
Yes.
Daka just charges through, the door being open. As you two kind of exit out, you hear as the room kind of crumbles behind you, and you hear someone go, "Shit!" And suddenly a plume of grace, or of dust kind of pops up right next to Daka's foot. We're going to jump back to you in a minute. Sieko, as you come out of your meditation, as you're kind of relaxing and contemplating, you suddenly hear as Goji is running and screaming bloody murder as if he is being hunted or being chased or trying to be attacked by something. And as you watch as Goji comes around, Bastion is coming down the stairs back to join at the very bottom of the mine. You both see this massive red dragon with almost large fangs kind of coming straight down and digging into the ground itself. The claws being made of some sort of weird reddish metal. And Sieko, for some reason, you feel like you know this dragon.
Do they feel the same as the one that claimed ownership of me?
You can feel your mother's presence.
Mother?
Well, that's the closest thing to what you'd feel from this patron, if you will.
Diego's just gonna yell, "I didn't know I had parents."
As you walk in this room, see an ancient red dragon that is massive coming out of a small cave. You hear Sieko shout this. Oh, yes, I will tell you in a minute.
Right.
And yeah, suddenly, the light kind of starts to gleam as this elven, high elven woman with very tan skin and long red hair, full red plate comes walking around the corner as the dragon disappears, and she goes, "Well, aren't you lot ugly as all hell?"
We down here right now?
No,
Did
you
say
guys are
that?
up in
Okay.
the further room. You
I
can.
didn't get insulted. Yay.
I like to think I'm very handsome, but opinions and opinions.
Handsome young man. That's what Mama told me.
She looks over at Bastion and goes, "Bastion, aren't you looking more fiendish by the minute?"
I do my best.
Yes.
Okay.
And she goes, "Huh. So why did I get summoned here?
I don't know.
Also, where are we? Why are you in an abandoned hole?" And she just kind of looks up and down around.
I think this is kind of home base now.
We live here.
Huh. That's sad. I'm gonna leave. And she just starts walking back up towards the stair, over towards Bastion. Kind of lightly bumping into him and just kind of walking around to go up the stairway and back out the exit.
Do I hear her thinking anything?
Yes. First off, the first thought that comes to mind, or the first thing you catch from her is, she's legitimately confused as she keeps saying, "How did I end up? Who can cast magic high enough to teleport me here?" And then the second question goes, the second thing you hear is, "I really am that powerful and hot," as she continues to walk up the stairs. And you can just feel the arcane emanating
Some
off
nice
of her.
confidence right there.
Sea Echo could just see me shaking my head. Or can't see me shaking my head.
Rather, yeah. Eventually she just disappears, jumping back over to Dunka and Tickdrick. Tickdrick, as you do try to notice to see if you can, you're not 100% sure if you are going to be capable or not yet.
That was to do it.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
It didn't take, but you're not sure if it was just at that moment or if it's up to a certain power or what. But you felt something different than usual. You
Okay.
just can't really summarize how it is. But Doc, as you feel this cloud of dust kind of poof up in front of you, you suddenly see, as the invisibility spell drops, a very tiny dwarf who is very round, at about 4 feet tall. Little orange stuffs of hair, kind of patching out. Just wearing a simple merchant's attire, and
How-
very roly-poly looking.
How have I not seen this
Oh,
person?
not again.
And he kind of like coughs and goes, and he looks up and goes, you're not gonna eat me, right?
DM, how did I
Taste
not
good?
see them? This
You're
whole
not
time?
sure. They weren't in the room. Your true sight would have picked them up.
Well, do you taste good?
I mean, someone tried to eat my father.
Who are you?
You can call me 1X as he bows.
Weird name, but okay, 1X.
Yeah!
He goes, I am a reporter for the local world news. I've been searching for the ones known as the Light.
I try and recall if I've heard the name of our party before.
I believe
think
you
we
have
named it
we were
at
the encamp-
first.
when at the your first session
I
when we were
think
the
Bastion,
encampment.
Bastion did tell me this.
I think he told-
I
Yeah,
remember
he told you
Bastion-
way back when
yeah.
during
Yeah.
the first session.
So-
you
so-
First
showed up.
evolution level 4, he introduced us as the Light as a mercenary company.
So Tidrick tries to. He just like ponders. I think I remember that name way back when I met Bastion. So I think so.
He goes, perfect. I am here to interview you. We recently have been doing a report on all the big adventuring groups that have managed to make splashes in the world, and your group came up as second in the rankings. And I hurried over. The teleportation spell apparently, as he turns behind him and sees the caved-in roof, goes, was not at the perfect timing.
Yeah, there's some weird runes on the walls in there.
Okay.
They were invisible.
Okay. Anyways, who, do you mind if I interview you, or would you prefer to not be bothered?
What is that? What's an
it's,
interview?
It's where I ask you a bunch of questions, and you can choose to answer or not, and based on what you answer, I tell the people around the world about what your answers are to my questions.
Taka, what do you think?
Well, if I ain't gonna eat him, I guess I'll talk to him.
No, okay. Do you want to talk to the other people too, or just us?
I would, if you have a group leader, representative, I would be happy to discuss with them. But otherwise, each of you in turn would be great if you have the time. I'm definitely very much interested.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you mind taking me to them?
Sure.
Okay.
It's following along. Daka and Ticktrick, you immediately notice he squeaks as he walks. You're not sure if it's his clothing, his shoes.
Why are you squeaking?
He just kind of looks up at you and goes, huh? What?
Why are you squeaking?
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Must be the shoes.
Take them off. I don't like it.
Oh,
I like the squeaky sound.
I don't like the squeaky.
He kind of stops and starts to take his shoes off and goes, all right. And
I don't have
flies
your
in.
shoes. I like the squeaky sound.
Well, you can have the shoes, I guess, if you want to like the squeaky sound, Taka.
His shoes.
The man just holds his shoes out for Daka. Very large, muscular, to this 4-foot frame, roly-poly dwarf. He goes,
Thank you. Here's, don't worry, I'll give you some building materials in return, and I'll throw him like 40 gold pieces.
He takes
Jesus.
gold.
Would that suffice?
He kind of hands you back 10 gold pieces and goes, "That's enough, I think, as far as it
Okay.
goes."
Okay, thank you.
He kind of puts it in his pocket and goes, "So, I gotta ask as you're walking down the hallway. Everyone wants to know. You lot are known as the light amongst the world. What do you stand for? And do you think that name still very much correlates to your mission in life?"
I didn't know what that name
You
stood for in the
recall
first
that.
place.
He looks at both of you and goes, "Okay," noting that they don't know. All right, second question. How does it feel to have taken down the Queen of the Orc lands? Not only a great achievement in its own right, but as a spirit rager, the orcs that basically were spawned as a clan against the concept of a monarchy and stood against the belief of any orcs staying in one place at one time.
Well, I didn't do that. We didn't do that.
I remember being Orc Queen when we got there.
The Orc Queen was already gone. Died.
Okay, good to know. I did not know that. I appreciate that. But you, of course, had something to do in the taking over the capital. I mean, Doc of the Spirit Ragers. I mean, you're absolutely famous for taking over the city and handing it over to the king of the Nords, Hawken Firecrest.
Oh, I know that guy.
You see, well, I walked in there, and I said I was king, and then they made me king, and then I left, and then I wasn't king no more.
That is what happened. I can't confirm.
Uh-huh.
It's exactly how it went.
He starts writing that down. A lot less, glory than I thought.
Did you know that I freed that Hawking guy once?
Did you now? Tell me more about that, Mr. Tickdrick.
Well, I was eating some soup with like
Uh-huh.
a potion in it,
Okay.
and then like I heard a weird voice that said something, and I said yes, and then I got teleported to some sort of vent thing. All right.
Uh-huh.
And then I went into it.
Okay.
I came into a room, and then I saw like this boar lady, that Hawking guy, a cat person, and some other like half cat person, I think, and a bear man.
I want to state that you probably never even knew my name. I don't think I even.
No, you told me. I think. I
Yeah,
also seen your poster.
Hawken and Sigrun stated their name clearly.
And
during
also, I
session.
saw the poster of you.
And he
guys,
saw a
so.
bounty poster with your name and face on it.
That's
Yeah.
fair, never mind.
Although Bearman, I think, is the best way to describe Lucius I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Um,
But they were like chained up and stuff, and there's this big button that like said to release them, and I just pressed it. They're free.
Oh, so you're responsible for the collapse of the Heli Capital. That, we were wondering who managed to pull that off. There's a big wanted thing for that. The King of the Heli has said that any information that leads to it is going to increase. It would make their bounty immense.
No, I didn't do that. I was just there.
He looks at you and goes,
Like,
Well, you released
Did-
Hawking, you said.
"Did you press the
Yeah.
button that was you said the one that released them?"
maybe.
He goes, "Well, from my understanding and from the reports I was able to find from some of the heli scientists who worked in the lab where Hawken Firecrest was held, it stated that button was the destabilizer to the capital, not the release button. The person who clicked it, it was stated that if they had clicked it, basically it would turn off all power through the entirety of the stronghold and capital."
Am I in the room?
You do hear this, Bastion, as they start to enter into the
we're
the
doing that.
lowest level.
Huh. I thought it was a button just to release them, but all right.
That, good. Hey, you know what? That should. Are you a big fan of larger bounties, Mr. Tickdrick?
No.
Oh, well then I'll keep this information to myself then. You see him take the piece of paper and rips it up and tosses it to the side. He goes, "Not a problem." So skipping that question, as he walks in, and at this point, Sieko and Bastion, you can fully see him as he looks about and goes, "Wow, the old Mithril caves. I'm surprised you managed to find the old mines. They were supposedly lost, and the dwarves were never able to find them after they got sealed. I'm shocked you're able to get inside. You must be," and he looks at Bastion. "I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who you or the Amethyst Dragonborn are.
Sebastian.
That's not a Warforged. That's a fiend."
Things have changed over time.
He looks
It's best you don't know who I am.
You know what? I agree.
He's also going to hear in his head, cause problems for us. I'm going to cause problems for you.
You see him suddenly smiling, goes, Sir, I'm related to 10X. Problems are the only thing my family seem to be good at getting into. I promise you, unfortunately.
I
feel
imagine that rings a bell pretty quickly for me.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
this
you
have any
immediately
items on it,
recognize
by the way?
Tenem. Yeah, he has a pair. Well, his boots were magical. They were teleportation boots, but
Oh.
yeah. Daka did
They're
just take this man's
teleportation
only way
boots.
out of here, yes.
I know much of Venom.
He goes, You knew my father. He was a great man but when he was a merchant. Terrible king, in my opinion. I missed him so much when he left. He goes, I don't recognize you, good friend. You know, I did know a Bastion, though. I knew that your friend mentioned. He was a really nice warforged. He ran along with a goblin, a silver dragonborn, a dog, and I believe a tiefling way back when. He came by my shop a few times, in fact, and bought some stuff. I think they were one of the last ones to see my brother before he passed.
I'll message Bastion. Do you want to reveal your name or
No.
no? Okay.
Yes, but you don't look like no Bastion I know, so we're just gonna keep your name off the record as the Light, if that's okay with you. I assume
They would probably know, kind of like with fiends, knowing their name is a bad thing, right?
Yes, he should. If his father was the adventurer that everyone here has told the stories of, he should fully know that.
I'm at the party.
Not necessarily.
Nope.
Sieko has no reason to know that, as he's a young Tarask and has never dealt with fiends.
I forgot they're all children.
Yeah, Daka would generally
I'm
know, but
older than you.
Daka would not recognize a fiend in your kind of form. His understanding of fiends are more native to his own lands, and they tend to be a lot more brutish looking. Also, less demonic looking, as his land deals more with devils and such of that sort. And then Tickdrick, no, he would have never met a fiend before. You're his first, outside of the adventures.
Yeah.
So, no, none of them would know. But the kid definitely.
One of the amulets.
Huh? He looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're one of the followers of the Great White Cat. I've been hearing great stories about her new followers. There's a Dragonborn down south that has managed to set up a church and everything. He heard the calling, and he just suddenly started building a church in the middle of nowhere, and supposedly it's turned into Oasis."
Shout out to the bartender.
Shout out to the bartender, yeah. I just gave him an amulet and he went to work.
Well, I appreciate it, but you must understand, as part of the a neutral news source, we try to keep ourselves away from the gods to equally report both the good and bad. Just like how I won't, but there are some subjects we try to avoid, such as, in the example, your friend who just mentioned he wanted the entire event of his rescuing of Hawken off the record. Your friend's name, who is going to be listed as the Light, a noted person. That's what.
Okay.
Is the notebook he's writing in magical?
You can give me an Arcana check to see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will note the fact that he tore our page up does note that it probably isn't.
It probably isn't, but It's a 21.
Oh yeah, it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize immediately it has it has cold resistance, and is specifically able to absorb water without issue.
Fair.
That's what the magic is on it with that roll. They are lower. These two spells are considered lower than cantrips for what he has put on him. But he continues. He goes, "So, if I may ask, there's been rumors abound that the organization known as the Light is responsible for almost single-handedly handing the Nord Kingdom to another Nord candidate, a very wealthy individual, as you may note. But he noted that they took on a powerful monster from legend, the Pumpkin King, supposedly. Is this your group that did this?"
I fought a pumpkin.
That was me and Tickdrick.
Yeah, we fought a pumpkin.
He kind of looks over at Sieko and goes, "And what Dragonborn clan do you come from, sir?"
Never said I was a Dragonborn.
Noted. And at any time, if you do want me not to mention something to the public, just state that, and I'll make sure that it's kept off the record. As he continues looking down at his notes as he flips through a couple pages and goes, alright, my follow-up question. It mentions here that there is a vampire organization that has sworn fealty to a Sieko? Is this Sieko person at all have to do with the organization known as the Light?
Yakko's a friend of mine.
He looks over to Daka and
He's
goes,
good. He's a good man. I like him.
okay.
Good friend.
Now, it's mentioned
me
that
out.
he beat these vampires into slavery. Do you have any comments
did
on
do
this,
that.
Daka? Oh, he looks over at TikTok and goes, he did? Okay.
Yeah, I did see him do it.
That's understand.
Now, to be fair, they tried to kill me first.
Do you say the
Yeah.
same character?
Yes.
He turns and looks at you and goes, oh, you're Siek.
Is that not obvious?
Is that armor? Or, because, like, your description, you're kind of larger dragon, or like a brown dragonborn.
He changed over time.
I made a contract of sorts.
You know, it is noted there is a famous ancient red dragon that has been appearing left and right recently. Some state that she's on the same ranking as a great worm in power. Has claimed that she has taken over control of the youngest Tarask. I assume that would be you, Sieko?
The weirdest
Well-
thing is she came out of the same tunnel that you did.
And if I said no, I'd be dead.
He goes, well, I promise you I'm not an ancient dragon. That'd make my life much easier. I wouldn't have just sold my my 40 gold shoes. As far as it goes, is there any last remaining statements you would like the public to know about your organization, or that you would like to state to the public, as far as it goes? Or any rebranding of your name, as you are currently known as the Light Mercenary Organization?
Well, are we the Light anymore? What
I
did that even
feel
mean?
like we were referred to recently as the Monstrous Five.
He smiles and goes, yes, that was my piece.
Well, stick with it.
Am I a monster?
I don't know. Do you want to be Daka?
Monsters are pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been called a monster before.
Kid notes and goes, alright, I appreciate that. Is there any questions or anything else you'd like mentioned on the any of the future world news going, as far as your group?
Don't mention where we are.
Well, I wasn't intending to unless you had told me otherwise. I didn't
Okay,
tell
cool.
anybody where Hawken Firecrest was planning to move his capital when he told me. Well, I found out, but, you know, he didn't have to tell me.
Oh, I'm curious.
Yes.
What happened? You were talking about the heli stuff. Like, what was that big like explosion over it?
Yes, the House of Zilpip Kung Pao has supposedly been rumored to have caused all the magical disasters in the Helilands. There was many wondering if the person who caused the city to collapse was in cahoots with them. That's why I was asking you so many questions on that specifically. Zilpip himself has recently been slain, unfortunately at the cost of the person who slayed him. I believe it's rumored to be Shogun, of Clan Shogun, but there is no confirmed account as no body was ever retrieved of the person who managed to kill Zilpip. Unfortunately, all that was left was a crown of stones that my organization happened to find when we were researching and looking through the wreckage. A very interesting crown. I put it on, and suddenly I understood the entirety of the existence of the world. And then it all went blank. Thank God we had someone who could cast remove or dispel curse. Anyways,
I'm gonna message Bastion real quick. Hey, could you somehow mark this guy so we know where he goes back to for future knowing?
Remember, we had to step away for a moment.
no, he's back.
No, you
Oh,
said
is he?
that.
I don't know that I have something that works quite that way.
Well, I know the difference between iron and bronze, and I think that's a lot.
I think you have Hunter's Mark, Robert.
Well, yeah, it's more damage based though.
Hunter's Mark lets you track people.
Yeah, but he's wanting to use it for when you guys fight something big.
Yeah.
Well, I can do it at will, so
Oh, that's
I mean,
fine.
I guess yeah.
The kid notes down Daka's comment of iron and brass. Bronze. And starts and kind of closes his notebook and goes, well, I guess that's really all my questions. If you
Do you
know
get
that-
paid for doing this interview thing? Like, how
No,
does this work?
This was fully voluntary. That's why I mentioned you didn't have to answer my questions, and that's also why I removed things as you asked, because it is voluntary. If it had been a paid thing, I would have kept all the information you asked.
Okay.
He nods. I do this as respect to the adventurers out there. My father was a good adventurer back in the day, and the worst thing that happens to adventurers is they get the worst rap without getting any chance to speak to the public. So I try to offer a unique service, but I'll be on my way if you have nothing else.
Can I offer you something in return?
I appreciate it, but unless it's something to follow up on for a story, I am not interested currently. I've already sold my shoes for the day.
Never come in here unannounced again.
He smiles and goes, "Now, technically, I came in announced. I came here to talk to the dragon that was living here originally, and they knew I was coming. I didn't know you guys had taken
You know where they
it over.
went?
Mr. Daka, may I see those shoes for a moment so I can show you exactly how to use them?"
Oh,
Also, yeah, I'm going to
absolutely.
Hunter's Mark him.
They're my shoes now.
Yeah, you paid, like he paid for them.
He
This is
smiles
his
and
now.
goes, "You're right," and he kind of snaps his fingers and poofs into a thing of smoke as Bastion gets his hunter's mark off. And
Where
he
does he track
vanishes. You immediately track him to about, you'd guess, 40 miles beneath you, directly, Bastion.
He's down below.
Is he in the Underdark?
Like, how far
Oh.
down there, Bastion? How far?
He said, what, 40?
40 miles, roughly.
And he's, I'd say
Oh, he's-
40 miles down.
Oh, he's probably dead.
Huh.
It's pretty
Well,
scary.
if he's
down there.
anything like his father, he'll hold up pretty well.
Now, as long as Hunter Mark holds, he's still alive.
It
I
continues
got
to hold.
these nice boots. It only spent a few building materials.
Yeah.
They also, you notice, go from about a size 5 to suddenly about a size 13 in Daka's hands. As they
Cool
find
boots, Daka.
fully unattuned from the guy.
These boots grow. That's cool.
Shall we make our way down?
Down. I don't. Bastion. He went down so far. I don't think we can follow him.
I will note, a few seconds later, you do notice that the hunter's mark suddenly disappears for a few seconds and reappears far to the north, roughly in the same direction as the Isles, where the Red Orcs used to be.
Well, I don't think it's worth it anymore.
That
Well, now we know where he lives.
Well, all I can
Probably.
tell you off the top of my head is far to the north. But this won't last very long, so...
As soon as you do say that, you
How
feel
far
the
does-
hunter's mark disappear completely.
I was about to say, how far does Hunter's Mark even go out? Or is it just a time?
It's a time limit thing.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't help the fact that if that was left on there like that, and the kid was as good as his father, the kid knew fully that he was marked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine that he would have just teleported to a place to make you think that's where he lives.
I mean, you don't know.
Maybe.
By the
Daka's
way,
not that-
I want to note, Goji said at the beginning of session, I'm going to be a few minutes late. It
No,
is
we-
now over an hour late.
Yeah.
So I want you to know, Goji, by a certain next session, you'll be at half HP, no long rest. Fuck you for not showing up on time. And I will mention that to him at the end of this. But yeah.
You got it.
He's going to in this. The
you
kobold's
wanna
gonna
try
become
those
your new
boots?
party member.
I wonder what they do.
yeah, you all find yourself back in the room, calm as people are working away, kind of grabbing materials off the ground as some of them are digging up the stone and taking it further in to go to the smithy area.
It helps to unmute. I would like to explain to the group while we're all in one area, just how fiends work and how actually knowing their name is.
Oh yeah, feel free. Go ahead and go give them the full spiel as you would in character.
Oh boy.
Bastion explanation. Yay.
Okay, Bastion, tell me what you want me to know.
Look, when people know fiends' names, it's kind of a power over them in ways. And one of the ways, much like the red dragon of yours, Sieko. I don't know my patron's name to bring him here, if I'm being honest to you, but if I did, I'd show you.
As he says that, you suddenly see as this tiefling shows up with a nice little tie, glasses, a full suit, merchant suit,
Not him
long
again.
horns, and he goes, "No, but you can summon them when you think about them hard enough, and you're also a fiend.
Oh.
What did you want?"
I think you're showing us.
I mean, we haven't talked in a while.
Yes, I'm busy killing people. Do you have a problem?
I have a couple
Yes.
minions now.
Congratulations. Would you like a party?
Yes.
He snaps his fingers. Suddenly, Sieko has a little hat on him. Doc has got a little kazoo, and Tiktrick has a little popper in his hand. That just automatically pops. And he goes,
Oh.
"Congrats. You need anything else?"
I didn't get to pop it.
No? Okay. He looks about and goes, "Now, when you come to me with something useful, like a collectible, an item that would be valuable to me, or of interest, call me again. Otherwise, until then, enjoy your stay." And he teleports and disappears into a poof of smoke.
I have a kazoo.
After he's already gone, I'm like, well, I do have this tentacle rod.
Suddenly, he pops back into place and he goes, "All right." He takes the rod. It just disappears into his hand. Poofs out of his hands. "What do you want? Do you want a minor boon?"
Yeah, I'd like to.
All right, I'll give you a minor boon. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Is that easy?
He looks about and he pulls out a long list of just random items or
Like
random
this
things
is
written
green.
in a strange language that you do not recognize. All right, give me a D100 roll.
Oh boy.
Also, DM, the true seeing is still up, I think, right?
Yes, correct.
Anything-
You just see a tiefling.
Okay.
Sieko's bored. He's gonna start
12.
twirling.
12. Okay. Congratulations! You gain another 60 feet of dark vision. So it extends your current dark vision by 60 feet.
Cool.
There you go.
He looks at you and you suddenly, your eyes start to burn slightly. You take 2 points of just straight up damage, nothing specific. As your eyes begin to burn in water, and you suddenly can feel yourself able to see further into the tunnels off to the sides. And he goes, "Bring me a better item next time that's actually unique, and I'll give you something more interesting. Beyond
Keep
that,
that in mind.
do something interesting, and maybe I'll consider a
I have
larger
a-
boon."
Can I ask you a question?
No. And he disappears.
You know, it was worth it. It's worth a shot.
You know, he did answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys...
I have a kazoo.
Answered your question.
He answered my question.
Also, I will mention, as soon as he disappears, the hat, the little kazoo, and the poppet with all the confetti vanish again.
I am
He's the
sad.
enemy. He stole my hat.
I didn't even get to pop it. It appeared in my hand and it popped on its own and then it disappeared.
I miss my kazoo.
He stole my hat.
Bastard, your patron sucks.
And be
Yeah.
careful what you say.
Tiktrick,
yeah, you're right.
you take 25 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
God, now that's divine retribution.
As you just, all of you see a little burn mark similar to the symbol on Bastion's chest, appear for a moment in flames on Tictric's forehead, and it just as soon disappears, leaving just a bruise.
Ow.
I tell you.
I'll heal Tictric.
Thank you. How much?
I'll heal for the full 20.
Okay. Thank you, Sieko. You know, there's a room that collapsed up here with me and Daka. You want to go check it out?
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Well, it's
Back
just
to
out of
the room.
What are you gonna do? Remove all the debris?
I mean, yeah, maybe there's something down there. And also maybe something above it, because the roof collapsed. So. Oh, hey.
Oh, look who it is.
Have learned that a few minutes is an hour and 10 minutes.
No, and I will explain later.
Well, depending on your explanation, will define next session whether you start with half HP or not. So you better have a good explanation for me after session. Because you are half a session short for my normal session times. All right. So, as you lot kind of standing around, Sieko, you said you're going to use your lay on hands on Tictric?
Yeah.
Either did
Okay.
that. And we're gonna go check out the collapsed room now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna start cold earthing the rock debris out of the way.
Is the whole party going to follow up with them? Or Bastion, are you going to stay down with the rest of the cohort?
Follow with them.
Okay. And I assume, Goji, you're going to be in the same boat?
Yeah, I'll follow them.
All right. I challenge Chastin, message Caleb to catch him up on what's going on during session. All right. As you lot go heading up further to the up to the surface more and more, going towards the back room that you were in beyond the waterfall. Returning to that area as you all look, you notice all the rocks have fully reinforced. The floor is back to normal and the runes are painted once again. Sieko and Tictric, you can fully see this as well as Bastion.
Did the caves change back to before?
Yep.
Like, did we notice another change?
They seem to no. The rest of the stronghold still seems to get that weird off-putting, like something's missing.
You know, I'm proficient with Arcana and with advantage with the ring. Can I try to figure out what these do?
Sure.
Kind of feel like
Give me an Arcana
Alright.
check.
It's a 20.
Given your race, you learn the school is transmutation, and roughly, now you're not 100% sure on the whole spell and how it works, but as you look them over, the rough estimate is it transmutates all rare minerals into stone.
Oh, fuck.
Huh.
Within like a certain amount of radius, but you're not sure how far.
Would I get a rough feel of what kind of level the spell is?
No, you have no idea. You haven't seen magic like this before.
Now the question is
Like the-
Sieko's skin considered a rare material?
It is not, as he has still got his amethyst gemstone skin.
There.
Now, is there a way we can reverse this?
As
Well,
you
you
look
put it upside down, so then it's a reverse effect.
Like,
You know
yeah,
what?
Daka, here, I'll tell you the shape of the rooms. Maybe paint them upside down. It'll change it.
I'm gonna mention the
I
spell to my
don't
ring.
think Daka touching the wall is a good idea.
Well, I won't touch the wall if the paintbrush is.
Sieko, what'd you say?
I want to ask the guy in my ring, because he seems to be a high spellcaster, what I can do to get rid of these without like activating them and doing something bad.
You all see as Sieko turns to start looking at the ring that's kind of stuck in his finger. Not on, I mean stuck into the scales, given his hand kind of increased in size after he put the ring on. But as he does, you suddenly all see as a very short-haired, or short-bearded and short-haired dwarf ghost just appears. Full plate, glowing slightly with a purple kind of twinkle going about his entire body, almost giving this ethereal look, or fayish look. Very short cropped, bright ginger hair, or not ginger, bright orange hair. Two long mustache, like hairs off to the side that he has wrapped up with gold rings, and a very short cut beard that only looks to be just long enough to cover the skin on his neck. Just suddenly appears next to Sieko. For some reason, many of you also notice he gives off a spark of divinity that seems to hit you. Bastion, you especially can feel the divinity, mostly because you notice it's slightly fiendish divinity. It's not godly divinity, as is normal. But as the
Damn, interesting.
yeah, as this image of this dwarf appears, he goes, I have no clue looking at this thing what it could possibly do, let alone who made this. He starts pointing to the lines. He goes, this is shaky as shit. This is not made by a caster. Someone who made this is someone like... And he turns and looks around at your party and then suddenly points at Daka and goes, him.
Hello.
About as much magical understanding as that gentleman right there probably went into creating these things. They probably saw it and decided to remake it, which means theoretically you want to learn the spell, you can probably copy it onto a scroll and hand it to a high enough wizard to learn it. Me, I've never seen this spell. It's something new to this age, is my guess. Probably created by someone. It's probably a unique spell that's just not caught on.
You know, it's pretty similar to these coconuts I have. Probably some powerful guy made those enchantments on those.
The ghost suddenly just starts walking to you and like disappears, and then suddenly appears right in front of you once more and goes, "Hey, give me one of these coconuts."
Okay.
I
I'll pull the coconut.
As you pull out a coconut and try to hand it to him, it falls to the floor, and he goes, "I forgot. I'm dead." He goes,
I'll take it back up. I'll hold it out for him to look at.
as he looks it over. Goji, what were you trying to say?
I was gonna say, Timothy, are you okay?
As he looks at it, he goes, "No, it's not made by the same caster, but it's definitely the same person's spell." He goes, "Look at these runes, the way the runes are designed. You can see the softness of some of the rounded edges. That's a handwriting thing. My guess is someone probably saw this design," as he looks back at the wall, and somewhere else and tried to copy it down here. My guess is it's probably got to do with the adult silver dragon y'all tried to kill earlier. Which also, can you stop trying to get yourselves killed? If I get stuck in this ring again with no one to talk to for another century, I'm going to be real mad. I'm going to kill one of you for it.
I mean, we came here for George Bush and found a dragon, so...
No shit you'd find a dragon. It's a mithril flippin' cave. Well, it was a mithril cave. By the way, who's the idiot who activated the spell?
I thought we'd turn it off. I thought there was something active.
He told me to touch the wall.
Suddenly the ghost reappears right in front of Sieko again and goes, "You need smarter friends."
I know.
Is there
I
some way we
agree.
can reverse it?
Reverse it, yeah. Find the guy who wrote this. He'll tell
He's
you
dead,
how.
I think.
Well,
Maybe.
What if
don't
I
know.
paint it upside down?
That might work.
He goes, "There is arguably no reason in any understanding of magic why that should work, but give it a shot, I guess. I don't know."
I mean,
I really
if
hope
this
you don't
way
say-
does this, and you put it upside down, it's reverse. It's basic science.
I think it might work. You can try.
The ghost disappears into your ring, Sieko, and you hear in
Sieko's
your head,
lost.
Sieko, run.
He echoes walk.
Sieko comes out of the room.
He just
I
shakes
really
his
hope-
walking.
Okay, so
I
what
am
symbol
also
would-
leaving the room.
I believe in you, Daka.
Tick and Daka stand there. Goji, are you leaving the room as well?
Oh, I'm not staying in the room. I'll stay next to the room.
I'll
I don't know
stand
what
at
the
the
fucking
entrance.
symbol looks like, Tick Trick. You
Oh,
saw
my
it.
bad. Yeah, I'm like a drawing. I'll scribble it, you know.
What'd you say, Goji?
I'll stand in the entrance of the room.
Okay. As he's standing there, Tick hands a rough drawing to you, Daka, to show you what it looks like.
And I'll
What-
point to where they are where you can put them next to it.
What
to,
color
know.
are you painting it, Daka?
Yellow, cause richer.
Alright, as Daka starts to paint, do you paint over the tracing, or are you painting a whole new design?
Well, where they once were, I'm just gonna paint it upside down. Yep. Because that's how I'm gonna reverse the spell. I fully believe this is how it's gonna work.
Let me find my notes on what this is gonna do.
Please, I hope this works. Just because.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's not gonna work.
So,
Oh, it's not
Daka,
gonna
as you flip or as you walk up, holding the design that Tick kind of roughly draws, you start to copy it. Give me a performance check. If you
I give advantage for
are
helping.
no,
I am proficient in painter
oh.
supplies.
If you are proficient, then add your proficiency bonus.
All right, performance, and then I'll add a 4 to it.
Go, Daka, go.
22.
So that's an 18 plus 4.
So 22. Okay. As you design it, it's a perfect copy. Nothing happens.
Maybe you should have to treat all of them. Isn't that just one of them? There's ones on all the walls.
Maybe not in yellow.
Bastion, Sieko, and Tick, sure, why not? Give me Arcana checks.
Arcana.
All right.
16.
13.
Okay.
18.
With the 18, for a moment, Sieko, you feel an arcane explosion far off in the distance south of you. No idea where. That just as suddenly as you feel the impact, which at this distance to feel it, the magic would have to be on par with almost a 12th to 13th level spell. I mean, it's that potent. And then just disappears.
Well, Daka, that was only one of the runes. There's like a lot of them. You want to try another one?
It was just staring in that direction.
How many more do I have to make?
You might want to know.
How many?
Out
are
of
there?
character, and as a little side note, Nick, who is currently enjoying a nice glass of lemonade with his newborn son, or his young adopted
God.
son, he's just finished his log cabin recently and has been enjoying himself hunting the local fauna and setting up a little farm. As he watches as suddenly a giant, horrendous demon from Abaddon, my realm of chaos, basically, suddenly appears on his front lawn, a CR-34 monster, that just starts attacking him.
Well, it was nice knowing Nick.
Unfortunate.
And cutting back to the party, not realizing at all what's going on, as Sieko just single tear, I imagine, looking for the south.
Look towards Sieko, and I'm like, do I want to know?
Really strong magic. Not our problem.
Echo face leaky. Why?
No, that was
Are
my
we
interpretation. That wasn't in
Are we
character.
assuming that it's from the two in the other room?
No.
Okay.
How many runes are there on the walls?
As you give a rough count, in the hundreds.
Oh shit.
Yo, guys should really watch. It's kind of amazing what he's doing.
Goji, you don't see any of these symbols either. You just see the one that Daka painted up, as you don't have True Sight.
It's a nice, pretty drawing.
Oh, I never casted it on Goji.
No.
There,
Past.
Daka, there's like a couple hundred.
How much is that?
That sounds like a lot.
Like this one, but like a lot of them. Okay, like how do I? Do you know how much 10 is?
Ticktrick's gonna count on his fingers, but he's only got
Of course I
10
know how
stirs
much
still.
10 is.
Four.
I'm not stupid.
Okay, like 10 of those.
Whoa.
I didn't know numbers could go that high.
They do go pretty high.
Oh, no.
You want to try a couple more and see if they could take a couple of them, or like just
Yes.
okay.
Alright, what color are you painting the next one?
They're all gonna be yellow.
How many are you going to paint?
All of them.
All upside down?
Yes.
Oh, weird's gonna.
Give me a minute, I gotta get the big bag.
Does Ticktrick have enough paper to draw 100
God damn
shapes?
it.
They're all the same, I think.
Do you, know, you want to know how many rolls this is gonna take me? We don't.
This will be. Hey, maybe one of them will be what we want.
Any of these rolls could kill us all.
Oh no, there's only one good answer for this. Alright, I'm getting out the metal dice. For this one specifically. Alright, All right, Cook, pick a number between 1 and 100. And better hopefully you pick right.
32.
All right, let's see what we get. We got 81. Let's see what's gonna fucking happen on that situation. This is gonna be great.
Also, if we get the desired effect, I assume we'll stop.
You won't. Ever. Cause that's not how this spell works in the slightest.
Hey.
Alright, let's see.
Don't worry. It'll all work out because Daka believes it.
Daka
That's how it
shouldn't
works.
believe in himself.
That's all that Daka's got.
Alright, which one of you has divine capabilities? That would be
Technically,
Bastion's. Anybody who's
Well-
sworn to a god or some sort of pact with something has
That's
the
everyone
ability
but
to sense
Goji.
divinity.
So this whole party except Goji?
Yeah, basically. All of you give me an Arcana check with advantage. Goji, you can give me one just normal.
Burn it.
15.
20.
20. Okay.
Also
12.
20.
12. And
I can
Goji-
imagine me
Goji,
getting
what
a
was your
20 as
roll?
just Hera just saying, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Goji, what was your roll?
Hold on.
Oh, no worries. Want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay, now to put away all the big dice. Give me a minute. It's gonna take a few seconds. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so I have to put up the laptop because
You want me to roll for you, Caleb?
yeah, just real quick. I got a -2 to this modifier.
No, I saw that. Yeah. It's a 13.
So, Daka, Sieko, and then what'd you get, Bastion?
12.
12. Okay,
I got
so
15.
just yeah, I can see yours. Bastion doesn't roll in or
Yeah.
Robert doesn't roll in D&D Beyond, so I ask. So Daka and Sieko, you're the only ones who catch this. You feel the entirety of the world suddenly get surrounded in divine magic for just a few seconds, and suddenly it just disappears for a moment. And three people suddenly just open an arcane gate right in front of your party. In this like hallway between the basically coming between Goji and Tiktrick, who are on the are standing at the entrance to that room, and Daka inside the room with Bastion and Sieko in the hallway. Suddenly, three beings appear: a tall blue human that's completely naked from head to toe.
He must be lucky.
And he seems to glow. A tiny or a short black-haired gnome with dark glasses and bright red eyes, and then a kind of semi-tallish dwarf with a long beard but yet very effeminate features. And they all just kind of appear in front of you lot.
Hello.
The woman kind of, and each of you can immediately sense these are beings beyond your own power by a long shot. These aren't monsters. These are beings of ultimate power.
I very much am just inspecting my artwork. I'm like,
And
I wonder if
suddenly
this-
feel the presence of death all around you that is palpable in the air. Because when the gods like this appear suddenly, that's the only thing that you feel.
Is this worse than the thing we felt in the mountain?
Yes, far
Okay.
more
Oh, God.
powerful. The blue man kind of just turns and looks at each of you in turn, and then stops on Bastion and looks at him and goes, You are a fiend, correct?
Yes.
Good. You know how to answer when your betters are here. You can also feel in the back of your head, Bastion, your patron is screaming, run. Like
Great.
no other. The man looks at you and goes, are you responsible for this lot, or is there someone else of you lot that's responsible?
They call me the leader, but I have no control over them.
Point me to the one who has control.
He's in the other room painting, I suppose.
He turns.
What?
And
What?
Goji and Tiktrick, you just feel yourself slowly being separated by something that you can't seem to resist as you're pushed to
What
the
the
sides of the door.
I keep moving.
Victor, I don't think these things worked.
As
There's
you
really
turn,
powerful people.
Daka, and hear this, you see as a very tall blue man is standing in the doorway, completely nude from head to toe. Very fit, no hair anywhere, just completely nude and fit humanoid-looking creature.
My eyes would go wide with awe, like, you must be the luckiest person in the universe to have all that blue.
Give me one.
Hello, I'm Daka.
Hey, Tick Trick.
The man looks at you and goes,
What?
I'm gonna let Goji, what are you saying, Goji? Go ahead.
Humans are supposed to be clothed. Why he naked? Why blue? Humans aren't blue. Know what happens?
Get a shrug. I don't know.
Do they even see him?
Yeah, they
I
can
thought
fully
just
Yeah.
got pushed aside. Okay.
They just got
We-
pushed out of the doorway, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of walked past us.
He looks at you,
Food.
Daka, and goes, so you're responsible for doing this.
Doing what?
Well, I would like to congratulate each of you. I'm not going to kill you, because your incapable friend here, as he waves his hand to Daka as he looks to eat, kind of looks around the room, has already made your lives a lot harder, and he's got a certain charm that I can't wait to watch suffer. You lot have just rewritten a law in the world. And you're not going to be happy about what you've done. You've just caused the entirety of every living being to want to kill you.
Oh shit.
Every
Yeah.
living being now has a hatred for you naturally, and will hunt you down if it so feels its need. That includes creatures not only such as those who were once divine that are now walking this mortal plane, but also includes a lot of the creatures we sealed away down below, and includes a lot of very angry gods, which you've just pissed off. Any of the gods that don't have a true divine power are now going to be influenced to come and try and kill you. You have just caused the worst situation in this world. But I have to obey the laws. Who's responsible for drawing the yellow runes?
I painted the runes. That was me. I thought to paint the runes upside down to reverse the effect.
He just turns and goes, Good. I'm going to give you two options. You're going to pick a hand. Depending on what hand you pick will decide your fate, as is the only random option you've left in this world that I can enforce. Now, depending on which hand you choose, you will get a different option, and you will get to choose to take it, or you will get to choose to not. Now, he holds out his right and left hand. Choose. You can make a religion if you want. If you want to take a religion check, it goes you to try and figure out who this being is.
He's doing the funny. You can make a religion out of this. Remember the?
Oh, okay.
I'll do it anyways. Number 2.
God damn it. No, you learn nothing.
I'll choose the left hand, I suppose.
As he holds his left hand out, you just see a little golden egg in his hand just floating. He goes, Now, this is important, and I need you to very much understand this. You choose this, or you choose to stay as you are.
My mum always told me not to refuse a gift, so I guess I'll take it.
He nods. He goes, God be damned. And suddenly he walks up to Daka and just shoves. Daka, you feel for the first time in your existence, someone picks you up as if you're a child. With one hand shoving you into the wall. As you feel something burning into your chest. It is the worst pain you have ever felt. Even in coming close to dying. as the burning feels like your entire body is being incinerated and being heated up. You all watch as Daka's forehead starts to like sizzle and like turn an actual red color as his body, even the sweat coming off him, starts to evaporate within a few seconds of it beating down. And just as soon as it happens, or it begins, it stops. Daka drops to the ground with a big, or with a large imprint of a burn mark on his chest in the shape of an oval, and the three creatures disappear. Goshi, do you think that second to last line you just put in the chat?
Oh no.
What?
I ask, and I will ask Ian. Do you think is Goji in character thinking that second to last line that you just typed out?
Since I got distracted, I would have noticed it and would have thought, okay, well, it's kind of interesting right there. It's just, is that a leg? Why does it look like that?
Goji, you suddenly notice you're human.
Oh.
Nice, good job.
Your scales just gone. You are now a brown-haired, kind of tanned, a little bit more buff than average, no tail human. Your balance is immediately thrown off without a tail.
I look at my hands. I'm gonna fall to the floor and look up, look at my hands. The hell is this?
I'm gonna go over
Why don't you just keep
to
your mouth shut,
Daka.
huh, Caleb?
Well, he can't keep his mind shut. That's kind of different.
This terrible.
Daka, are you dead?
I feel
No,
squishy.
I'm not dead. I just have a little headache right now.
As he stands back up in a massive burn mark and his entire body still burning up, by the way.
Did you feel any different?
My head hurts. A little bit of my body hurts. I'm in a lot of pain. I think this is the most pain I've ever felt in my life, actually. I don't think I have the mental capacity to process
Daka
it.
passes out. As the realization of all the pain hits him, Doctor just drops unconscious suddenly. Goji, you also suddenly feel yourself fall unconscious, just as immediately as you start looking at your hands.
This is a bad scenario. I'm gonna go down and tell the others what happened.
Well, Sieko and Bastion are still in that hallway. They're just over by the tables, kind of having watched this whole thing go down.
You guys heard all that,
Strong
right?
feeling the man in
Bastion
blue is
talked to him.
teeth.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, I thought it was best to just stay out of it.
I
Yeah.
told you guys I like fighting. I don't want to fight literally everything.
Agreed.
Yeah, I didn't want to either.
No, it was your decision that did this.
No.
You agreed with Daka to paint the things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they asked us who was responsible. We just kind of. It wasn't our fault. We left the room for a reason.
You said who was the leader? Shut up.
Yeah, you did say that. Well,
Can't confirm Daka's now party leader. Lucius gave it up. Sorry,
Man.
Bastion gave up that role.
Hey, y'all been blowing my quests off.
I'm sorry, I don't want to fight the level 20s. We kind of.
But as you lot are kind of like standing around, a few minutes later go by, and the Red Dragon woman reappears as she comes walking in, as she sees Daka and Goshi, and just comes looking for Sieko. She starts shouting through the hallways. She can see them for some reason from far away. But yeah, she comes shouting down the hallways going, Sieko, where is your amethyst ass? You owe an explanation on why I suddenly hate you.
I'll walk over.
She comes eventually a few seconds, you see her come through over the bridge of the waterfall and goes, there you are! There's my good child. Why do I want to murder you?
Apparently, Daka somehow rewrote the laws of the world, and now everything hates us.
That explains why he's got a divine egg in his chest.
That's what that is.
Yep.
She turns and looks at Tick. Can you fly now?
Yeah.
I've got some good wings for you. I just recently got, here, she starts pulling them out of a bag of holding these 2 large black wings.
I already can. Don't worry.
No, listen, it just takes a little bit of heat metal.
No.
And she starts breathing fire into her hands. They start to glow. She starts walking towards Tick.
Well, I'm gonna not go near them. I'm gonna go away.
She just looks at, stops as Tick starts to run and goes, you know, one day he's gonna accept that offer. She shoves the wings back in. So you and the Fiend have, as she turns back to Sieko, made a really bad screw-up. Yeah, I don't know how I'm able to resist, but I imagine any great worm thankfully should be able to. That's the good news. Bad news is, my entire clan wants to come kill you. And I can't stop all of them. As Goji is like having a nightmare about having to go to picnics and working 9-to-5 office job at a computer that he has no understanding of, but he's just miserable every day in his nightmares as he sleeps. The woman just kind of smiles and looks over and goes, so, you've rewritten a law, you've just got a divine egg, and one of you's human. Please do tell me, good apprentice, what's your plan?
Well, I can't rewrite a law again. Only thing to do is fight to the death. Can't do much else.
He goes, or you could be smart and just wash the entirety of that room down. Well, actually, rather have your friend, the one with the egg in his chest, wash that entire room down.
To like undo the effect.
Would that fix it?
Of course, it's wet paint. The spell's only active as long as the runes are active. If you break the runes, the spell can't be active.
Alright, well, he's unconscious. Does it have to be him, or can I just go throw water at it?
I mean, theoretically, it could be anybody, but if you do it, you don't know what the side effects are because you don't know what his magic does.
Alright, we'll hold out here till he wakes up.
You know what? I've got a good idea, actually. And she walks in. Do you mind if I do an experiment on him?
Go ahead.
Oh no. No way.
I'm not gonna, Hunter, I'm not gonna stop the scary dragon lady.
I can't stop her either. I'm sorry, man.
Cowards, all of you.
Surely hell I ain't going to.
Hunter, she owns me.
She's also threatened me with wings like at least 5 times.
Where's your exoskeleton, Tick Trick?
She comes in and she starts massaging Daka's shoulders as she kind of picks him up and stands him up on his 2 feet, completely as he's still snoring and dreaming. And she goes, you really are hot. God, not in an attractive way, but goddamn, they really burned you up. I don't think Thief realizes that mortals can't actually stand the heat of one of these things. Do you want me to take the egg out of him? It won't kill him, it'll just make him less powerful.
Entirely your call.
I mean, he wanted it, so.
Don't do it.
He wanted it? Alright, I'll leave him be then. Alright, so I'm gonna do something. And just so you know, you can't tell him what happened with this.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
She kind of walks up and starts to close the door. You're not gonna want to see this.
I have to see it anyway because the tremors.
No.
She closes the door, and you feel a
Michael,
silent smell
Michael,
go
don't leave me
over the
here.
entire room. Seconds go by, and she comes out looking very exhausted, like panting, sweating. Her entire gear is now set to what looks to be wizard robes and a very gnarly staff that seems to ignite and spark as a obsidian like wood material. And has a strange, like, always glowing red catalyst of a crystal in the center of it. She comes walking out, and she goes, you know, your friend's really resistant to magic.
Yeah, his cloak kind of does that.
That's the only reason we keep him around.
Oh, the cloak wasn't the issue. I took that right off of him. I put it back on, don't worry, he's fine. But man, I forgot how much power those things have. Whew. Alright, well, he should be fine in another day or two. Just give him a long rest. She looks down at Goji. That one will be back to his scaly form in another day. If he wakes up before, then all you need to do is like shove his head in water for a few minutes, like violently. Well, the violent part isn't necessary, but I recommend to remind him not to piss off gods, because that's obviously he pissed off a god to get that curse. Just shove his head in the water. Once he goes unconscious, it'll suddenly revert the spell, or let him sleep it off until tomorrow, whichever works.
I make a basin and fill it with water. I'm gonna do this as stress relief.
You know, I remember one time a treatment where Durmar got this and it healed him right up, and also me. So I agree.
How did that happen, Tigger? Please tell me about it.
Well, you see, I think they did things to him,
Oh, like what?
like beat him and stuff. Apparently, they told me that's how
I can do that.
that's how you apparently get rid of all the diseases and stuff or illnesses.
Siako starts to crack his knuckles.
The woman looks about and goes, "Listen, all right, I'm not responsible for this. I've done my job. The spell will be deactivated when he wakes up. Tell your friend not to go playing with runes anymore when he doesn't understand magic." Also,
Understood.
do you know he has a mark on him that's literally marking him for leadership now?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, don't
You
tell
know,
tell him not to look in the reflection whenever he gets undressed.
He
His
didn't think he was king.
well on his
Yeah, he was king for a second.
well, if under the belt, if you take the belt off, you'll see it. It's on the right side. There's a big crown with an L in the center of it. It's a semi divine brand.
Did you give him the mark of the true king, DM? You evil motherfucker.
Wait a minute.
There's a feat for it. I don't know what it does.
Hunter, the last person that got set out with this feat was Fraz.
He
Oh,
absolutely
God.
hated it too. He still hates it. He won't play my campaigns anymore because of it.
Hunter, are you ready to be the main character of the entire universe?
Wait.
The dragon lady looks and goes, "All right. Well, now that I've done my bit, and hopefully that magic should be fixed,
You hate us still?
I'm satisfied." She looks about. I took care of one curse for myself in exchange for this. Don't worry, I've taken my payment. She smiles. I owed someone else a favor, and you've helped me repay that favor today.
Oh, okay then.
By the way, Tick-Trick, if you're ever interested, those wings will always be there.
Okay.
I can
keep
put-
that in mind.
She looks at Sieko and goes, "Oh no, sweetie, you're not getting anything from me." And she suddenly disappears.
Before
as she
they
walks through
do,
an arcade
as
gate.
this entire conversation, can I try and figure out what kind of like that catalyst is in their stuff that they?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Also, I didn't offer to take anything. I offered to put the wings into Tick-Trick.
19.
19? Oh, okay. I thought you were. It cut you off from what I heard, so I was making sure.
No, I wanted to be the one to put wings in.
No.
With a 19, you have no clue. You've never seen this material before.
All right, sick.
In fact, you can't make the DC. No one in the party can currently make the DC. Carl might be able to. Pebble could have, but no one in this party.
Wait, how high is it in? Because Carl is the same plus the Sieko does.
Oh, does he? Then never mind. I figured
we
he
both
was
have
a
a plus.
caster.
We both have a +9.
Yeah, nope. Neither of you will be able to get it because the DC is a 35.
I don't think any of our characters can make it. No.
She just suddenly disappears. Your tremor sense, Sieko, of what you pick up, and I will get to you in a moment, Bashan, you reading her thoughts or listening to her thoughts. Yeah, Sieko, as your tremor sense during that entire experience, you could feel that the silent spell itself, having pushed out a bubble around it, was cracking within the first few seconds, and you're not sure how it held based on the presence. You could feel the entirety of her weight shifting as a great worm, and that at some point during that Daka was basically being slammed into the ground brutally.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You also you don't get anything else. You don't catch any of what she says or any of the spells she casts, but yeah. As you and Tick-Trick as well as Bastion are able to look in the room, by the way, now that the door is open, you do see Daka is face down in the ground, in a dent in the ground, with his ass up, and a big brand on his ass cheek.
Oh,
Like that's really how it looked. It looks like someone just branded him and basically left him in the center of a room. But
are the runes gone?
no, they're still there.
Don't
Bastion,
touch anything.
No, not touching.
Your
No.
your reading of thoughts do not catch when she goes into the room after she casts silence, so you don't learn anything or hear anything from that. The first few things that you catch on are things you realize you shouldn't talk to the party about. As immediately as the memory, or as you hear her thoughts, they disappear from your memory for seconds later. Almost as if there's a reason and a spell that was activated. Making you know that you do know you're suddenly missing memories, but you're not sure what memories. You just know they were from a few seconds ago. As she is leaving, though, you can hear in her thoughts as she is speaking in a strange language. Do you speak Celestial, Bastion?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you start to hear this angelic yelling between two voices in her head. And for a moment, you feel and can even sense the presence of that blue human from earlier in her mind. And just as suddenly, it seems to disappear as you can sense her anger as she stops thinking, and more just the raw emotion in her head just seems to be anger.
You know, now I have two things to say. I had one until Hunter posted that. Hunter, one, why is there a rocket in the background?
Honestly, I didn't even notice that.
Damn.
Two, I was gonna say, if Bastion, if you repeat it, I speak Celestial.
After
Just
she...
thought.
I probably would have just been listening.
All right. Yeah, as she disappears suddenly once again through a arcane gate, things quiet down once more.
Okay. You guys think we should just chill and wait for these two to wake up?
Victor, what else would we possibly do right now?
I think it'd probably be wise not to do anything else.
Exactly.
I think I turn to Sieko. I'm like, why don't we go back to the main hold and leave Tiktrick to clean these walls, and we can teach some sparring techniques to the
If he cleans the walls,
others.
there's side effects.
Yeah,
Oh,
let
well,
Daka do
that's
it.
true.
We have to
While we're
wait
away.
until Doc wakes up.
Okay, well then he can watch them, and we can train them with some sparring techniques.
So we have to get ready to defend ourselves, because remember, they said everything wants to kill us, including the people probably in the hold right now.
That's true.
Should we just probably hold here?
You
Until that
might
visual.
want to just hold up right
I could mold Earth us in, and we could just stay here for a day.
I mean, yeah, there's two entrances. You could just close off the two doorways.
We'll just
Probably
do
wise.
that.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have to kill our new underlings.
All right. Yeah, as you seal off the two doorways with mold earth into the stone. I mean, they're stone framed anyway, so it's pretty easy. You suddenly hear a knock on the other side of the bridge, though, as you seal the door, and goes, "Guys, guys, you forgot about me again."
Rylos?
Yes. Let
Do you
me
hate us,
in.
Rylos?
Do you want to kill us?
I mean, I did before the big spell. I know I can't, if that helps.
Alright, that's fair. Let him
Get
in.
Can I jump
And
around?
neither can the rest of them, but
I'll open the door just enough to get him in. Come on.
Kind of crawls through the opening. Thank you.
I am
Oh.
staring a hole through him, like, as soon as he comes in.
You know, he's unarmed. He's got nothing but his like armor on. He goes, "I swear, I can't do anything." Listen, I know it's ironic, but bad luck works on divine magic too. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But everything else down there is pissed off at you guys. There's a level 3 adventurer down there that's a warlock, and he's really angry. He's got a lot of spells he keeps shooting off.
Mm.
No, yeah, we can fix it by tomorrow, but we have to stay here until tomorrow, so we have to wait till Doc away.
Well, I got good news.
What's the good news?
Do you mind if I reach into my bag of holding?
Go ahead.
Or do you want to? I don't mind handing it over. Like, I don't want to be shot here.
Is there only one thing in there?
I hope so. If there's more than that, then we're both in trouble, because I don't know what else would be.
I don't trust your bad luck. I'll do it.
You can reach into it. I'm watching.
Oh, and Sieko goes to put a hand forward, Bastion says this, and Raylos just nods and goes, "Alright." He pulls out a little pot with a little green bud in it, and he sets it on the ground, and he goes,
Huh?
"So I found George Bush."
Uh,
Good news is he's alive. I did have it checked.
why is he
Tiny and just a seedling. So it turns out the dragon was really mad at you lot for stealing its stronghold, and in a petty revenge, it ate George Bush's head. Well, everything above the dirt, but it didn't realize that the plant is the roots.
Wait,
Round
he?
2, let's go. I'm picking him up.
Wait, he?
George Bush, yes, he.
Well, no. You said he ate George Bush's head.
Yeah, that's the bad news part. So
But the dragon was female.
do you know the adult silver dragon you all pissed off?
Yeah, the female one.
Yeah, her mate's ancient, and he's not happy.
That's fine. It's fine.
Bad thing is, I think he knows where you guys are. Good thing is, I don't think he's coming here directly, because this place is supposedly trapped to no end.
Yeah, that might help us a little bit. In surviving for a day. Maybe.
Anyways, but I don't know where he is. I found George Bush outside of one of the mountains south, near a bunch of really annoyed squirrels. There's a really fat one that kept talking about the quest to get George Bush back, but I kind of told them that you guys wanted George Bush, and to go, well, I used some unkind words, let's just say, before I returned.
Oh yeah, that was our quest.
Great. So there's going to be some angry squirrels in our future. Good to know. Thanks, Ray.
We were actually going to go talk to the squirrels later. All right.
Well, I mean, you told me to get him. What else did you want? I didn't know you had mad squirrels. Also, why is Daka's ass up in the air with a brand on it?
Don't ask.
Questions you don't want to answer.
Secondly, why is Goshi? Is that Goshi?
Don't ask.
That's good. Don't ask questions you don't want to answer. Speaking of
Rylos,
Goshi,
if we got them out of the room, would you mind cleaning all the paint off the wall for us?
Oh yeah, of course, man. I got you.
you evil. No, I'm not letting him do this. Absolutely not.
I'm kidding. I like grab his
I'm not
shoulder.
doing him.
What? What do you mean? I'm confused.
Well, there's going to be side effects. We don't know
If someone
what.
did not Daka
But I
cleans it,
appreciate that you're scared enough that you would have done it.
He looks at you guys. He looks at Siako. You said Daka needs to what?
He needs to
Daka
clean
has
off
to
the
be the
walls.
one to wash it off.
That's why everyone hates us. Just so
So
you
why
know.
not wake him up?
We were told to let him rest for a day.
Well, just kick him in the ass. He'll wake up.
You know,
No,
I tried
go
it
ahead.
with someone once.
You know what? Go ahead, Rylos.
They didn't wake them up.
Rylos smiles and goes, "Man, you guys are weaklings when it comes to waking someone up. You can't be afraid of a party member like that." Yeah, he starts to rub his hands together.
I'm not scared of him. I'm scared of the one that told me to let him rest.
A sudden little mage hand appears and it takes the shape of a boot and gets right behind Daka and starts to wind up. And he goes, "All right," and snaps his fingers. Daka, you suddenly give me a con check to see if you wake up.
I did something similar to this to someone back in Caleb's old campaign.
You know, I did this to someone too. They killed them.
23 for the con check.
You don't even feel it. You're out cold completely.
You know, that was kind of a weak swing
I'm
there.
I'm a funny little guy having a good old honk shoe moment right now.
Let's look at it and goes, "Listen, all right, I got this here. I got a better idea." He starts to walk in the room and starts to rub his two hands together. And he starts to kind of wind up his hand. He goes, "Now I'm gonna need 2 favors. I'm gonna need 1 for you to put that door down in a second, and 2 not to shut this door," as he points to the door into the room. I'm pretty confident I can outrun him. I'm not confident if he catches me, though.
I'll get ready to close it.
Alright. He winds up, and he, with all his strength, slams his hand onto Daka's lower back as hard as he can.
5 stars him.
Let's see how strong he is with that +0. 9! Daka, give me a con check.
All right.
Can you
20.
Can you roll that low? By the way.
Alright. Well, my D&D Beyond for some reason isn't posting proper. As you suddenly feel Daka something just smacks the lower of your back, leaving a bright red sore print as you are awoken, still in a fever, still delusional, and in extreme pain from the burning. Rylos turns and runs. You all watch as he turns and runs out of the room as Taka starts to wake up and grumble. And you hear as he goes for the molded earth door, instead of waiting for Sieko to drop it, he just jumps into the waterfall, going straight down, not even stopping at the edge.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, Daka, you suddenly wake up and you got lower back pain, but everything else hurts way more, especially your ass for some reason. Coincidentally, Goshi wakes up at the same time from the noise.
Well-
Daka, as you kind of wake up, you find yourself face in the ground, into this brick floor. You can feel yourself kind of bent in kind of half, ass in the air. You can feel the crater beneath you as you're slightly looking into the floor.
Are you awake, Taka?
It's been a few years since I had a nap like that.
In the room, Dr. Nsieko's gonna mold with a large bowl and just go fill it with water.
Okay. As you come back, dropping off the cold water.
So, Taka, can you hear me?
What do you want?
So you know how the that guy said how everything wants to kill us?
Keep it simple. We were told you could fix it if you wash the paint off the
Yeah.
wall.
Apparently, you can fix it if you wash the paint off the wall.
Okay.
Daka belches randomly.
You know, it was just good. You know, bourbon on the back like a baby. It's just all it was.
As both of you are looking, and you can see Rylos' handprint is kind of like emblazoned into Daka's lower back.
Jesus.
Nice.
Daka really doesn't feel it because it wasn't hard to
Yeah.
him, but you know.
Okay, I'll wash it. Why didn't you guys why are you waiting for me?
You should notice your
because-
pants are around your ankles slightly, Daka, as you stand
Let
up.
me just pull up my pants then.
Yeah, as you do, looking around, you see all the symbols on the wall. You both also now see the very bright burnt mark on Daka's chest in the shape of an egg.
Also,
You would
I
also
saw the
see the
egg.
crown.
You did
Wasn't
on
it asked?
when it went before he pulled his pants up.
Oh, right.
Well, the dragon lady said that if we did it, there'd be side effects, but if you did it, there wouldn't be anything wrong.
Side effects. First time I've ever heard about that. Okay. I'll just have me some water.
I just
Going to walk away from the room.
I am full of water on the floor.
Yeah, as you go to grab the water, Daka, are you just gonna start tossing it at the walls, or are you gonna try and rub it?
I'll clean the paint. Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you start washing off the paint off the walls, you all can feel as suddenly tensions are starting to relax around you in the stronghold. As the water eventually comes to cleans the last bit of the symbols, the room is completely clean as the True Sight spell notices that the illusion seems to almost dilute as the other paint is also washed off. As Daka does so, eventually you feel the hatred start to lessen. Daka, you feel the egg in your center chest starts to, or the orb in your center chest starts to hurt more and more the more you wash. But as you finish, it suddenly stops being a pain.
I'm gonna go over to the molder with it. Like, hello, anyone hate us out there?
You hear it from down below at the bottom of the waterfall. I mean, I don't particularly care for you a lot.
I'll go open the door and I'll walk out.
Anybody want to help me get out of the water down here?
Nah, you jumped in there yourself, man.
Can I? I'm just gonna mold with like a little elevator and I'll slowly lift the rock up.
Eventually, Rylos makes it back up to the elevator, looking at the party, and goes, "Thank you. I'm gonna be on my way back to the second part of that mission, and I'm still looking, Tick-Trick, I promise."
Is he covered in water?
Yeah,
Can I just dry him off prestidigitation?
sure. As he starts to walk away and head back up, climbs his way through a side entrance that you notice as he mold earths, and then mold earths it back as he disappears.
All right, now I'm gonna go check out my alcohol.
I want to check up on it too. I'm thirsty.
No, it's not done yet.
Okay. As you head into the tavern area, Sieko, you see the barrels are still left untouched. Your cohort of party member or of extras in the mines have started to kind of go back to work, as you can hear. The sounds of pickaxes as well as the sounds of the smelter getting fired back up. And it goes back to a normal, average day deep in the mines.
Man, this was a filler episode of like an anime.
You're
Had the feel
right.
of it.
And because of the fact that we did start so late, I'm going to end the session here with the next session with the party going on to their next mission, whatever they decide. So we're going to call it here for today's session. Party will get a chance to decide as a group what they want to do. We thank you all for watching, and we will see you Friday for some TBA, hopefully. Otherwise, thank you all. We won't be doing any DACA thoughts today, because DACA was passed out for most of DACA thoughts, I imagine.